These three scenes all have something in common. And it's not just the fall, it's how the actors fall. First forward, then right before impact, twisting to land on their back. This is a technique Hollywood calls the suicide fall, and it helps stunt actors avoid spinal injuries. It's just one of many stunt jumps performers use over and over to make scenes action-packed while making sure no one gets hurt. Here's another example of the same fall. That's stunt performer, teacher, and martial arts expert Stephen Koepfer. He has been using these techniques for years in movies like John Wick and TV shows like Donavon.
You kind of want to be like a cat, right? You can land however you want, no matter if you're flying through the air out of control.
We went to his New York City studio to go over 8 falls that stunt performers use over and over in movies. And their tricks to staying safe. Warning, don't try these at home. We've all witnessed bomb scenes where everyone flies into the air. It's a bomb! But how do actors fly dramatic distances and heights convincingly while avoiding whiplash and broken bones?
Say if it's an explosion. If you're needing to fly through the air, we have to go to aids, and that's usually a wire or a mini tramp or something like that.
Springboards and mini trampolines can launch them up to 30 feet in the air, while wires can propel them even further. But wires come with additional dangers.
You're going to have more possibility of let's say a whiplash, like on a wire. There is some control, how fast you're going to get pulled, how high you're going to get pulled, things like that. But what's happening to you flying, and you can't control that. So we're always kind of starting from a place of control, and that only comes from experience and time.
Flying on a wire can also be used during a superhero fight where someone is thrown.
It's all the same principles. The only difference is now you're doing it at a higher velocity from a higher elevation. So you have all these additional risk factors to think about.
Falling.
This is one of the highest free falls in movie history. Stunt performer Damian Walters fell 125 feet for 2016's Assassin's Creed's Leap of Faith. Normally, filmmakers would use visual effects to create a digital character for a fall this high. But Assassin's Creed used just an airbag with no wire attached to the performer. In some cases, like this scene in John Wick, low falls are done to cheat the higher falls on a green screen, making it much safer for the performer.
And there's definitely more complications with low falls because you don't have a lot of time to adjust. With a high fall, you have a lot of time to get your position. This one's pretty quick. Nice!
Low falls are falls below 40 feet, but usually no more than 20 feet. This is still high enough to cause serious injury. Cardboard boxes or airbags are used to soften the landing.
So on an airbag, you have to land almost completely flat in like a starfish position.
To avoid spine injury in a high fall, stunt performers will usually do the suicide fall we mentioned earlier, or a header. A header also allows you to fall flat on your back, but the stunt person essentially does a dive roll to get there. For low falls, stunt performers might not use an airbag, so instead,
we'll do what's called toe tapping, which is where you try to tap your foot first so we don't land everything butt first. The thing is, if you do that on an airbag, it'll fold you like a taco because the airbag sucks you in. So depending on the surface you're landing on, you are gonna land differently.
Roof-to-roof jumps like this one in the Bourne Ultimatum require careful planning and execution. First of all, they're often performed on real rooftops, which are at dangerous heights. And secondly, the actor needs to be moving and preparing for impact on the other side.
When a stunt performer has to do a jump over a long distance from a roof to a roof, it's all about landing properly.
You're just gonna run, try to clear the space, do a roll, just finishing control.
You'll test it with weighted sandbags. You'll test it, how fast can the actor run? How fast can somebody jump not on roof?
Attempts over 10 feet are considered deadly, and performers should be protected with a wire.
If I were to fall off the ledge, I would be hanging there from the wire, even though you're okay because you're not hitting the concrete 6 stories down. You fall off the wire, you can swing, hit the building, there's lots of things that can happen that would not be good. So one of the things about being on a wire is you just have to learn how to move with it. Be aware of it, but forget that it's there too.
Parkour techniques are also common for roof-to-roof jumps for sprinting, leaps, and rolls. We can see this throughout the opening chase scene of Casino Royale when Bond jumps from one height to another.
In the new Boba Fett series, there was a big rooftop chase, right? That's all parkour stuff.
When an actor is pushed, injured, or slips and rolls down a flight of stairs, they need an experienced stunt person who is trained not to get hurt. So how do performers survive the tumble without breaking their neck or sustaining head trauma?
I would describe stair falls, for me, fun and addictive, but super dangerous. You have to learn how to fall to begin with on a flat surface, right? And then you start learning how to fall on a diagonal surface and then more jagged surfaces. It's all about understanding your own body awareness in space.
Stunt people typically wear padding under their clothing, and sometimes padding is placed at the end of the staircase. But when a scene requires us to see the final landing, a stunt person may not have that luxury. Pads or not, stunt actors tuck their chins and fall into a ball-like motion, making sure to protect their head with their arms.
Understand how to protect your head. You don't want any concussions. Not get your ankle stuck in a banister. Your arm or something could get stuck. Those are the biggest things. So if you're getting shot, it depends where you're getting shot. Are you getting shot in the head? Are you getting shot in the shoulder, in the knee? What kind of gun are you getting shot with? So all those factors come into play in how your performance is going to show the reaction to getting shot.
Handgun bullet falls may seem like simple reactions to portray, but falling incorrectly can still be dangerous.
There's lots of dangers hidden inside of any kind of fall from the feet, and getting shot, number one is concussions, not hitting the head. Anytime you start to feel like, oh, this will be cake, let's just breeze through that, take a step back and look at everything again.
For scenes where larger and more powerful guns are used, the effect of the blow is stronger. So stunt falls may need to cover more distance with the help of wires. In this case, stunt people may perform a dead man on a wire, which generally is used with a large gun or when someone is running and gets shot mid-run. A close combat scene between two or more stunt people is usually not the same as a regular fight.
Action!
Most times they will need to fall from their feet. Fighters can't be too stiff with their strikes or falls, but they need to make it more cinematic while still being safe.
The best performers are the ones who can take that foundation they have in fight skills or martial arts, learn how to make it look dirty and do it slightly wrong for the camera. Because it doesn't look good if you look like you're doing some proper judo fall in a show in the middle of a fight.
Performers tend to use a variation of 3 falls.
The main ones are a front fall, back fall, side fall.
Front falls are dangerous to the face, chest, groin, and elbows, so performers land in a plank position on the palms first and then spread the fall from there. Back falls are safer when you land on the upper back and feet to disperse the energy, while keeping the chin tucked to prevent impact in the back of the head. And then side falls can cause serious injury to the tailbone and shoulders, so it's important to lead with the arm, land palm down, and use the feet to ease the fall on the tailbone.
In the industry, there probably are a lot more injuries in the smaller gags, like the pratfalls and the falls from the feet, than the big giant high falls that take a lot of rehearsal.
Hey! Nice!
Falling from a moving vehicle or train is one of the most dangerous falls on the list for a stunt performer.
You're in that out of control moment, and you're now going extra fast because you're jumping off of a moving object. So all that added velocity is what you have to really think about.
Stunt performers use a variation of what's known as a dive, roll, and wreck. They protect themselves from impact by rotating to break the fall and speed, while maintaining the proper posture to prevent injury.
One of the things when you hit the ground is to be relaxed. You don't want to be the water balloon that pops when it hits the ground. You want to be so relaxed when you hit the ground that you're more malleable, you're not tense, and that helps you survive the impact.
All of these falls are used over and over again for action movies. It's on stunt performers to have the proper training and adapt these techniques to whatever situation might arise.
We'll have people that are professional gymnasts, dancers, acrobats, and different kinds of martial arts. It's really about taking what works from all the different things that you know and making it all come together for the performance. Go. Ah. Dude, I feel like you flew on that one. I couldn't see it, but it was like.
That was so good.
It was good. Nice. Awesome. All right, let's see the playback.